News.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
On the answer. Rebound battle to Philadelphia.
That was major league. Paul George a little bit fortunate. He gambled, gave up the three for White.
Maxey stealing it. Oh, yeah. 6 in a row for Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah. Trying to turn the corner. Denny stops. Shoots. Williams ducks it in.
Sure, people at home. Oh, my Lord.
High fly, left field. Simpson watches, gone. A two-dinger day as De La Cruz in a first. That's right-handed against a righty.
He's had injuries.
It's a high, towering fly ball. That is way up there in the light standard and long gone. My goodness. Giancarlo Stanton with a massive home run.
To win the game for Tampa Bay. Moses shot. Yeah!
And away we go, AM 1310 WDPN. Welcome to the Sam Bourquin Show. Oh, it is a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Welcome, everybody. Sam Bourquin here, Ryan Rainsberg on the other side of the glass. 75 and beautiful blue skies, lots of sunshine. I don't even think there may be like 2% humidity. It is just absolutely beautiful. I was half tempted. I don't want to get caught by the boss. I was going to go out of the parking lot, turn my car on so where I can get the radio on, turn on the Guardians game, and just sit on the pavement and just listen to the game for a while. It is so incredibly beautiful outside. So if you're out and about today, enjoy and make sure you take us with you wherever you happen to go. If you got us on the radio at 1310 WDPN, if you're listening or watching on the WDPN Facebook page, our X page, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, you got your phone, you got your laptop, whatever you got going on today, make sure you stop by and say hello, give us a little chat, and let us know you're out there listening on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Phone lines are open at 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. Lots to get to today. First of all, want to get you right to the scoreboard as the Guardians and Astros are playing Game 3 of their 3-game series today up in Cleveland. Beautiful day for baseball. Not quite as warm up on the lakefront, but still a beautiful day to be out watching some baseball. The only problem is the Guardians haven't given anybody any reason to cheer. We are already going to the top of the 8th inning. It's Houston 2 and Cleveland nothing. As a matter of fact, nobody has scored since the top of the first inning. Jordan Alvarez hit a 2-run missile to right field, and that's it. It's 2-0 Astros, and we are now in the bottom of the 8th inning. For Houston, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. For Cleveland, no runs, 3 measly hits today. 3 and no errors. Let's see what Mr. Bybee did today. I don't think it was awful. Tanner Bybee's line, he went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned. Struck out 3 and walked 2. Matt Festa came in, pitched an inning, walked 1, but struck out 2. So who are the hitting stars today for Cleveland? Well, Kwan's got 1, DeLauder's got 1, and Hosey has 1. That's it. Everybody else is 0 for the day. Now, hey, we got time. We got time. Top of the 8th inning, Astros 2, Guardians nothing, and we'll see if we can pull this one out. Was talking to Mark O'Brien, one of our sales dudes, and I said, you know what? Just find a way to get this game today, and then you've won yourself another series. And then I think we go to Toronto Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What's the key? What's the thing? Just win series. Just win series. If you can win 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 3 all the time, or most of the time, you're going to have a great year. So just figure out a way. I don't care how ugly. I don't care how you have to muck the game up. Whatever, guards ball it, whatever it is, just find a way to score one more run today, get that series win, and make it a little nicer trip to Toronto. And you could chill out tomorrow and then start playing ball at the Rogers Center on Friday night. So 2-0 Astros, 2 outs already in the top of the 8th inning. So we got time. We'll let you know what's going on here during the show and keep you up to date with what the Guardians and the Astros are doing up in Cleveland. Other games today, lots of games today, a lot of getaway games. Rays lead the Reds 6-1 in the 8th. Boy, Cincinnati's been hot. Not today. Blue Jays and the Angels are just underway out west. Anything go final today yet? Got to be a couple of finals today. Marlins beat the Cardinals by the score of 4-1. Marlins have been pretty, they're 500, 13-13. Cardinals are 4 games over 500. But a big crowd in Miami today, 7,500 to see the Marlins and the Cardinals. Okay, 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the bottom of the 8th now. Guardians over the Astros over the Guardians by the score of 2-0. All right, what we got going on today? We will keep you in touch with what's going on with Cleveland and Houston. We will hear from Stephen Vogt after the game, and hopefully we'll have some highlights. You know, when you don't score, it's hard to have highlights. I had a whole stack of highlights to play today for you from last night's game, but you know the old radio rule. At about 18 hours after it happens, it's dead. Plus, you got an afternoon game the following day. So whatever happened last night, as cool as it was and as fun as it was, doesn't matter when you start a new game at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. NFL draft is coming up Thursday in Pittsburgh. And let's see what the Browns do. I got a couple more mock drafts. I got a real good one for you today from Peter Schrager from ESPN. We'll take a look at another mock draft from Yahoo Sports, and we'll match them up. Everybody seems to have a different opinion on what the Brownies are going to do at 6 and 24. Everybody seems to have a different opinion if they're going to actually make the pick, if they're going to trade out of it. The time for talk is about over. Tomorrow night, Browns should be picking. They should be picking about 9:15, 9:20. So hopefully they know what they're going to do. Lineman, receiver, or invert that. Receiver, lineman, go 2 linemen, trade back. They're not going to trade up. We'll see. We'll see what happens. NBA playoffs took a little bit of a turn last night, didn't they? And before we go any further, Sammy's best bet. Oh, were we good last night. Rainsburg, we took a 14.5-point underdog last night. Philadelphia, they actually beat the Boston Celtics last night outright. Hammered them. I think it was like 111 to 97. Woo. And we were getting 14.5. So in actuality, if you play by the number, Philly won that game 125 to 97. Should have played him on the money line. Would have been rich today. Probably would have called off. So we hit that one. We got another one for you tonight. But Philly in the 6, or Philly and Boston now tied at 1. Best of 7 series going back to Philly. Also another surprise last night. And it didn't look good for Victor Wembanyama. Portland beat San Antonio 106-103. Did you see Wembanyama? Did you see what happened to him last night? Oh, took a terrible fall. Now, you remember, this guy's 7'5". That's a long fall to go to the basketball court. And I don't know if you saw the video. It's up on my X page at Sam Bourquin 16. I posted it up last night, probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock. I don't even like watching it. I mean, there's no blood or anything. It just made me uncomfortable watching it. But the official word is he sustained a concussion on that hard fall during the second quarter of last night's game against Portland. He only played 12 minutes, and now he's been placed in concussion protocol, and he's already been ruled out. So, boy, we'll see if it's a long-term thing, and I sure hope it isn't, because he's such a great kid. San Antonio could be in a little bit of trouble. I mean, everything runs through Wemby. He is a walking triple-double machine. If he's not the face of the NBA, he will be soon. So I hope he's going to be okay. But he had a nasty concussion last night. And when he was out, not good. Spurs fall 108-106. The other game last night was the late game with the Lakers and the Rockets. Los Angeles Lakers keep on rolling. Kevin Durant played last night for Houston. Didn't matter. Lakers beat him 101-94. LeBron James. This guy's unreal. 28 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. It's unbelievable. He is absolutely unbelievable. Lakers up that series 2-0. Tonight, NBA playoffs. Get you the schedule here real quick. Doubleheader. Orlando, Detroit, 7 o'clock. Pistons -8.5. Suns, Thunder, 9:30 tonight. OKC -16.5. So we'll get into the NBA playoffs a little bit. Big day for the Purple Raiders of Mount Union baseball team. This will be their first action since they have been placed in the number 8 spot in the country in the latest Division III NCAA college baseball poll. First time in the history of the school, the Purple Raiders have cracked the top 10. They're playing a big doubleheader this afternoon down in Marietta. Game 1 at 4, and the second game will follow. So we'll keep you in touch with what's going on with the Purple Raiders and the Pioneers down on the river. Sammy's Best Bet coming up at 4:29 today. On this day in sports history at 5:29, we will also work in our poll question of the day. We're going to give that to you right now. This question today, as simple as it is, it might break the records of the all-time correspondence, the all-time activity, all-time number of comments. It's going crazy. It's a very simple question. Get your comments in right now on the Sam Bourquin Facebook page, the show page, 1310 WDPN on X, the Q92 Radio YouTube chat in the YouTube channel, up and rolling today. We got lots of comments coming in, and you can always call in 330-821-1310. Poll question today. Give me a restaurant or a mom and pop shop that you wish would come back. Restaurant or mom and pop shop that you wish could come back and be here for all of us once again. The responses have been off the charts. So keep those coming in. We'll work those into the show this afternoon. Restaurant or mom and pop shop that you wish would come back. That's our poll question of the day. Coming up on 23 minutes after the hour. Just getting rolling here on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon here in the Carnation City of Alliance. And, of course, we're rolling all over the world. AM 1310 WDPN. We're on Facebook. We're on X. We're on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. And I bet you could find us some other ways, too. Like Alexa. Play AM 1310 WDPN. That works. We'll take a break and come back and get her rolling here on 1310.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. Hungry kids get sick more often and can struggle in school. It can be harder for them to focus and learn. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures.
We want to ensure that all of our kids have healthy meals every day.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping feed our kids.
To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The heart is a blue.
1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. News and weather coming up in less than 5 minutes. Clint Marshall is holding it down in the 1310 WDPN newsroom today. What's up on the chat room, Rainsburg? I see some activity. We have a couple of folks weighing in. One from North Carolina this afternoon.
Yeah, Dora checking in on Facebook. She just says that she's watching from North Carolina, so we thank you for that, Dora.
All right. Hey, Dora. Hope you're well. Hope things are well down there in North Carolina.
Sure, the weather is beautiful.
Oh, I'll tell you what, though. I'd take our weather right now.
Yeah, honestly,
I'd put ours up against old Raleigh or Charlotte today.
Today's is very good. I cannot complain about today's weather whatsoever.
No, it is spectacular. Stunning weather today.
Yeah, our very own Mike Voorhees checking in, just saying, yo, Sammy, rumors are swirling that Browns and KC might be making a deal.
Are we getting Pat Mahomes? Because if that's not it, I'm not interested.
We'll borrow Taylor Swift.
We're gonna get Travis and Taylor. Okay, then I'm not interested. Todd Lutz checking in. Freeg's Diner in downtown Maslin, one of the places he wish would come back. Boy, I'll tell you what. The responses today, our poll question, if you missed it a couple of minutes ago, restaurant or just a mom and pop place that you wish would come back. And the response has been out of this world. It really has. Let me run through a couple here. Patrick, Luigi's, when they were cash only. If you don't know, Luigi's has been around for, I don't know how many years, 50, 60, 70 years. They've always been a cash only business. It's an Italian place up in Akron, up on the hill. And just recently they announced that they're going to be accepting debit card or, cards for payment. And everybody's freaking out. What's the upcharge going to be, 5%? People are just freaking out. Mark says the original Jack's Quick Shake. Heather says Fuddruckers. Pat says bring back Jack's Quick Shake. Sue and Bob, Jack's Quick Shake in Canton South. Ethan says Chi-Chi's, bring it back. Doug Parton checking in. He says, being a Toledo native, it's got to be Red Wells. He actually sent me a photo of the sign from the restaurant. It's a big red sign, obviously. It says Red Wells, famous hot roast beef sandwiches. Must have been the place to go up in Toledo. My guy Timmy Lang, one of the best bartenders in Stark County for decades. He says, Sammy, there used to be a spot on Cleveland Avenue. This was in the early 90s. I believe it was a gas station, but it sold slices of pizza, if I remember correctly. Fairly certain the name of the place was All in One. And then he says, obviously, I wish the pub was still around. Oh, don't we all? You are correct, though. All in One was the place on Cleveland Avenue. I don't know how long it lasted, but I do remember that being there. Let's see here. Michael says the original Bakers and also the original Lucia's, both staples in the area. Tim checking in says Chicken Manor in North Canton. Is there anything in that building, or is it still sitting there? The original Chicken Manor. It's a huge building. And I think it's just still sitting there, like forever. Rent must be out of this world. George says, get a Wally Waffle down here. Joe says, we need to bring back the Giesen House. Denise says, Maxie's Drive-In. Remember Maxie's Drive-In in North Canton. Teresa says, the Red Barn on Tusk. Tyson says, Rockin' Jocks. I love that store. Kay says, Sam, our Perkins on 62 east of Alliance. You remember a Perkins on 62, Rainsburg?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, it was just...
when did that go away?
It's on...
Or is it still there?
No, I think they closed that. It's if you go out State Street past like where Save-A-Lot is and Value City used to be, if you go out that way, it's on your left.
Okay.
Or was on your left.
Gotcha. Barbara says, Mangs, best life ever. Gary G says, Campo's Restaurant on West Tusk. Mike says, Milk and Honey on Cleveland Avenue. Yep, we already missed that place. For sure. All right, keep them coming. Restaurant or mom and pop place that you wish would come back. You can call 330-821-1310 or you can text 330-924-7088. We got the news, we got the weather, we got a whole big show. That's coming next, 1310 WDPN.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. Georgia Democratic Congressman David Scott has died at the age of 80. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more from Washington.
David Scott served 12 terms in the House and was the first black man to chair the Agriculture Committee. Despite his declining health, he had filed to run for re-election. He appeared in the chamber to cast votes just yesterday. The Georgia Democrat's death creates a sudden fifth vacancy in the chamber amid 3 resignations just this month. Until special elections are held to fill the empty seats, there'll be 218 Republicans and 212 Democrats in the House, meaning Speaker Mike Johnson can afford 2 GOP defections in tight votes.
President Trump and Pakistani sources told the New York Post Wednesday good news about a second round of talks between the U.S. and Iran could come as soon as Friday. Sources in Islamabad touted positive mediation efforts with Tehran. The incremental update comes the day after the president announced he would extend the current ceasefire with Iran until its divided leadership can come up with a unified proposal. In the hours since, Pakistani source said Islamabad has continued working its diplomatic channels. The sticking point reflects deeper fractures inside Iran's governing structure. where decision-making is spread across the Guardian Council, Supreme National Security Structures, and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. An Iranian regime spokesman said today the country is still not decided whether it would enter talks with the United States. A second round of negotiations was due to start Tuesday ahead of the expiration of a 2-week ceasefire. The president announced he would extend the ceasefire to allow for Iranian officials to submit a proposal. He wrote on Tuesday, because Iran's leadership structure is, quote, seriously fractured, the U.S. was asked by Pakistani officials to hold or attack on Iran until such time as their leaders and representatives can come up with a unified proposal. Hours after the announcement, Iran said it captured 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz for what regime officials claimed were violations of maritime safety rules. 2 of the 8 Iranian women who President Trump urged the Islamic Republic to spare from execution had already been released when he made the public appeal. According to a Norway-based human rights monitor, Kolnaz Naragi and Venus Hosseninejad have been out on bail since late March. The status of the other 6 women was not immediately clear. Rights groups say at least 2 of the other women still in detention face charges carrying the death penalty. Naragi, a doctor, and Hosseninejad, who practices the Baha'i faith, were arrested amid the January anti-regime protests. One was seized January 15th and forced to confess crimes against the state on public TV. The other had been arrested a day earlier and forced to sign a confession. The Justice Department announced an indictment against the Southern Poverty Law Center, accusing the group of covertly directing millions to individuals tied to white supremacist and other extremist organizations. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said SPLC used paid operatives within extremist circles to incite and intensify racial tensions, arguing the group fostered the very threats it claimed to fight. Federal grand jury in the U.S. District Court of Alabama brought 11 charges. Blanche told reporters the organization paid at least $3 million between 2014 and 2023 to 8 individuals, including people linked to the Ku Klux Klan and U.S.-based Nazi groups. 74 degrees at 3:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Isolated rain showers during your Wednesday afternoon. Otherwise, a partly sunny sky with a high near 73 warm degrees. Overnight skies clearing out. We're staying dry and cool with a low of 49. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Mr. Bombastic. We want some bombastic, romantic, fantastic lover. Shaggy. Mr. Lover. Mr. Lover.
1310 WDPN, welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Did I hear Mark Johnson say isolated thunderstorms? No way.
That's got to be for Canton. We're in
There's
Alliance.
no way. I got to,
I'm going to check the weather app on my cell phone.
Yeah,
Don't you worry.
Or you could just, just go outside.
My windows are down, too.
Mine, too, all the way. They're a little further down today than they were the other day when we got that storm.
I think I put mine half down.
Oh, boy, the Astros are just stifling the Guardians today. 2-0 Houston. Game is in the top of the 9th inning. So we got a hold serve, and we got a rally for at least 2 in the bottom half of the inning. I don't even think we picked up another hit. Nope. We went 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now, I am not familiar. I'm not as familiar as I should be with the Astros bullpen. I don't know if they got some guy that can just come in and slam the door. So hopefully we can get a little something, a little uprising, as we used to say back in the day. Top of the 9, Astros have a runner on nobody out, Houston 2, and the Guardians nothing. Cavaliers finally get back in action tomorrow night against the Raptors, a little bit after 7 o'clock. Wine and Gold lead that series 2-0. The Royals have just taken a lead over the Orioles 3-2, top 6. What did I watch last night? It was a late. Oh, it was the late one of the late baseball games last night. I watched the Blue Jays and the Angels, and this is the first time that I have experienced a game ending on an ABS challenge. which was kind of weird. I know it's happened, but that's the first time that I've actually seen it. And this was the Blue Jays and Angels last night, and the Blue Jays hung on to win, and they challenged, I think the Blue Jay catcher or maybe the Blue Jays pitcher did a challenge on an Angels batter in the bottom of the ninth inning. And they won the challenge, and the game was over. And the Angels were coming back. They were down by a couple of runs. They got it to 1. They had 2 on, and then the challenge ended the game. So it was like boom. It was like an abrupt end. I mean, the crowd's going crazy. Do you think that they think there's going to be a walk-off, a big comeback? And within like 5 seconds, everybody was leaving their seat and going home. It was kind of weird. I got to be honest with you. Boy, the Blue Jays are struggling though. They're 10-13 on the season. Been outscored 113-92. Not exactly what the fans were hoping for after that great World Series against the Dodgers that ended with LA winning the Fall Classic a year ago. 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. Guardians down 2, top of the ninth. We have 2 outs now. Astros are still at the plate. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got some kids. We got some kids coming in the minors. Travis Bazzana, he's on a heater. He's just putting up incredible numbers his last 10, 15 games. I'm talking about batting average, slugging percentage, stolen bases, on base. He's just playing incredible. Just playing incredible. I wonder how much longer, though. Of course, they've been playing Brito at second base. I wonder how much longer before they call Travis to come up to play. And I don't know about you, but this has been like an ongoing discussion the last 6 to 8 days. The circles that I run in, just about all of my friends to a T, and a lot of listeners to the show, they are done with Bo Naylor. They're done. They have seen enough. They want him out. They can't take it anymore. He is batting $130, Bo Naylor. Starting catcher in the big leagues. He's batting $130. I think we've kind of seen enough. Now, here's the other side of that equation. You got Austin Hedges, who this year has not been like a complete flop as far as being at the plate. I think he's hitting over 200, which is good for Hedgie. But then who else do we have? I mean, David Fry is like our emergency guy. And I don't know if we have anybody that's ready to come up from the system to go behind the plate. Or at least put Hedgie out there 4 games a week maybe, and then just work this other kid in. Bring. I don't even know who we have catching in the minor leagues. But I can't do any more Bo Naylor. I'm a nice kid, great kid. Probably not as happy as he was when his brother Josh was playing here. I just think I've seen enough. I mean, he's hitting 130. I don't really think I need to cushion the blow here. He's hitting 130. And he just really looks lost. He struck out again today. So I don't know if anybody else is with me there, but I think it's time to move on from Bo. Hate to say that, but, it's big leagues. It's Major League Baseball, trying to win games. Astros do not score in the top of the ninth inning. We go to the bottom of the ninth at Progressive Field. Houston 2, and the Guardians nothing.
We have Susan checking in on Facebook.
Hey,
she
Susan.
says, "Hi, Sam. I'm listening to you in Trophy Club, Texas."
Trophy Club, Texas.
Yep.
Mamma mia, where is Trophy Club Texas at?
I don't know.
I wonder if I was around Trophy Club Texas when we were there a couple of weeks ago.
You were and didn't even realize it.
I wonder how far it is from. We were in Arlington, just outside of Dallas, Fort Worth. What's it called again?
Trophy Club Texas.
Trophy Club Texas. That's a pretty cool name for a city, I got to say. Where do you live? Trophy Club. That sounds pretty cool. Trophy Club, Texas. Get a flight there for $339 right now. Trophy Club. It just says a town in Texas.
Yeah.
It is an affluent, master-planned suburban town. Oh, it's in Denton County.
Yeah, it's
and
not
I
actually.
believe Denton is where North Texas State University is. I believe.
It looks like it's kind of right between Dallas and Fort Worth.
So I wasn't that far.
No.
Known for its golf courses, parks, and family-friendly atmosphere, located within the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Did not know that. So lots of golf courses. Let me see here. Very cool. Well, some really nice pictures. Water parks are showing up. Parks where they play, what's that, where you play in the park, the golf, what is that called?
What, Frisbee golf?
Frisbee golf, yeah.
Uh-huh.
They're showing a lot of Frisbee golf courses. Okay, it looks like a nice little town. Well, Susan, thank you for checking in. Hope all was well down there. And that's awesome.
I think all is well. That place looks like actual paradise, kind of. That seems to be the entire idea. It sounds like Susan's doing great.
Doggone it. Should have went over there while we were there. That looks like a really beautiful, beautiful place. Sam Bourquin Show poll question today before we get you into a little mock draft here. Restaurant or mom and pop shop that you wish would come back? You wish would come back or you wish it would come back? Great responses today. Keep those comments coming on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel in the chat. You can send those to us at the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook, AM 1310 WDPN on Facebook, on X. You can call in 330-821-1310. Restaurant or mom and pop shop that you wish would come back? Wow. We have not had this many comments on a question in a long, long time. We had a lot the other day. What was our question? Not yesterday. What was the one the day before? Which would have been on Monday. I mean, that thing just took off.
That's a good point. It's a good question. What was the question on Monday? Was that the Browns one where they used their pick or they traded it, or was that yesterday?
No, it was.
Oh, yeah. It's in my text messages. I assume that's what you're doing.
Oh, it was Monday. It was which sports programming did you watch the most of?
Oh,
nope,
right.
Nope. That wasn't it either. Yes, it was. Yeah, that one, we're way over that already. Yeah, we're not even an hour into the show. So cool. Keep the comments coming in. Another one for Luigi's. Go back to cash only. It's so funny. People get so bent out of shape about that. Oh, my God. Let's see here. Jim says the coffee cup in Massillon. Elizabeth says, I want Burger Chef back. I don't care where they put it. I was not a fan of Burger Chef. I really wasn't. Scott Parslow says Jordan's and Bennett's in Uniontown. Ron says Butler's ice cream. Yes, please. Right next to Avondale Elementary School. Boy, did I spend some money and time down at Butler's. It was awesome. Used to ride my bike down there all the time. It was right where Fulton and Hills and Dale split. Right next door to Avondale. Ice cream, you could go in there and eat. They had a bunch of candy at the front. I used to buy baseball cards down there. Yeah, I wish they were still around. Scott says, what about the Mayfair? Especially the upstairs room. Paul Bailey says, Lincoln Way Pizza. The big guy, John, up in Barberton, says, Sisters Chicken and Biscuits. I don't remember us having one of those. I think they were up in the Akron area, but I don't know if we ever had any of those around here. Leah says, bring back Lino's restaurant. Yeah, Lino's was really good. Robin says, the Village Inn. I used to go to the Village Inn with my mom when I was little. Over there on, I was over there on 12th Street, I believe, Myers Lake area. We used to go there all the time. Pam says, bring back Damon's and the 356 fighter group. Yeah. Good times back there. Mike Lawrence is checking in. He gave me a whole list. Ready? Hometown Buffet, Weinsberg Family Restaurant, Red Barn, Crocker's Pizza, Navarre Creamland, the 70s version.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah?
Navarre Creamland was awesome.
Okay. Another one for Butler's Ice Cream. And Bobby Joe says, bring back Campo's.
I know exactly what Navarre Creamland he's talking about because they remodeled it and made it a whole restaurant, but it used to be just an old school, like, pop-up ice cream shop. You just walk up to the window, get your cone, and just kind of hang out outside.
Where was it?
In Navarre, right?
Is it just one location?
Yeah, I don't know if there's more of those or not. If it's when you're coming into Navarre, where like the post office is, and there's like that laundromat, and there's that car lot. It's like right across the street from that.
Navarre Creamland.
I cannot remember the name of the road that it's on now because it's like the main road going into Navarre.
Navarre Road.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't know what it is.
It might actually be Navarre Road.
It might be.
You might actually be correct because Navarre Road goes into Navarre. It's the same road that meets the highway.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny. Timothy, Bocutti's Pizza. That was good. Allison McGuire says, bring back Noble Romans. Yep. Please. Let's do a couple more here before we take a break. Mike says, bring back Maxie's drive-thru. Chad, another one for Noble Roman. Lominko's. Bart, hope you're doing well. Cody says, Goldie's. What was the Goldie's? Goldy''S.
I'll find out.
Mary Ann says, bring back Friendlies. Yeah. And Dean says, Knight's Restaurant, 30th Street. Forgot about that place. Poll question today, restaurant or mom and pop shop that you wish would come back? Keep those coming in. We'll take a break. We'll come back. I got a brand new hot off the press mock draft from ESPN's Peter Schrager. We'll tell you who he thinks is going to go early, and we'll tell you who he thinks the Browns are going to pick at number 6 and 24. And we'll cover all that, checking on the Guardians and Orioles, their Astros, and more coming up.
It's a pledge about becoming an adult. It's a pledge to not drink and drive. It's a pledge to stay sober and to make smart decisions. And Alliance High School is making that pledge.
It's Christian and Lauren in the morning, and we're taking our show on the road and broadcasting live from Alliance High School for the 18th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast on May 1st. Not only are we bringing the morning show, but tons of fun and prizes too.
The 18th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast is brought to you by Safe Communities with the Stark County Sheriff's Office, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, ComQuest Recovery Services, CSE Federal Credit Union, SARTA, Genesis Recovery and Wellness, Hatherill Insurance, and the Vandevart team.
Tune in Friday, May 1st to catch us live from Alliance High School.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Ozzy. Welcome back, 1310 WDPN. The Guardians actually had a little rally cooking. Now, I don't know how it ended, but I saw that we got 2 base hits in the bottom of the 9th inning. DeLauder got a hit. Daniel Schneemann got a hit. But that's it. It's all over. Houston Astros 2. And the Cleveland Guardians, nothing. Cleveland now is 14-12 on the season, and the Astros go to 10-16. Now they blew that series.
Purple Suit on YouTube asks if the Crystal Lounge and Alliance is still open, and yes, they are still open.
Rainsburg did some research, and yes, it is still. Now, where is it?
It's in downtown. It's off of Union. It's right across from where like the Troll Hole is and where Jupiter Studios is. It's on that little part of downtown Alliance.
So they're still around.
Yeah, I've been in there.
I
completely forgot it was called the Crystal Lounge. I drive by it all the time. I live down the road from it.
No kidding. I think I may have passed that. What if I'm going toward the BMV? Am I getting close?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be before the BMV where you turn and the post office is.
Yep.
It's on that. It's like right on that corner, pretty much right after that intersection.
Okay, so I have seen the Crystal Lounge.
I haven't been in there in a while.
Huh? Is it like a 7-day-a-week thing, and they stay open late, or what's the
I'm not
deal?
sure what their hours are. It says they open at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Oh, so they must be like a 3 to late.
Yeah, they're a late night
kind of deal.
Cocktail bar.
All right. I have to check that place out. I do remember now when I went down to the BMV a couple of months ago to get my tags renewed. I remember seeing that. I'm like, what the? But they weren't open. So that was like, oh, I wonder if this place is still, because when I went to the BMV, it was like 11 o'clock around lunchtime. So obviously the Crystal Lounge would not have been open there. Doug says, the Guardians suck. Houston seems to be our kryptonite. Oh, yeah, you don't want to make too big of a deal, but gosh, you like to win. You like to win the series against the teams that you should beat. Right? Houston right now is not very good. They're just not very good. They were 9-16 coming into the day. So you kind of want to, no matter, if it's an ugly win, a sloppy win, a lucky win, who cares? But you definitely want to get that series. Like, today you win that, you're 15-11. You're feeling good. You're going to Toronto. Blue Jays are under 500. They're coming home after a long West Coast trip. I don't know. I just would have made it a little better trip. That's all. But boy, I'll tell you what, Dougie's right. Well, you know what? I was going to say, the Astros have our number in Cleveland. Like, we kind of hold our own when we go down to Houston to play, but when they come up here, it's just one of those things. Like, I bet the Astros have taken every series they have played in Cleveland. I bet. Because remember, was it last year or 2 years ago? It was last year, remember? We were just falling apart at the seams. We had lost like 10 games in a row. We were all ready to jump off the ship. And then we're like, oh, God, now we got to go to Houston. And remember, we went down there and we swept them. Remember, we went down and beat them 3 games in a row, and we turned everything around. Turned it all around. If they own us up in I don't know what it is. It's one of those things in sports. So the Guardians will head up to Toronto, and they'll play the Blue Jays Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the beautiful, newly renovated Rogers Center in Toronto, Ontario. Hey, you know what's cool? Cavs and the Guardians are both going to be in Toronto together for the weekend. That's happened twice already this year. I think it happened when the Cavs and the Guardians were both in Atlanta.
Yeah.
At the same time. And then there was a situation a couple of weeks prior to that where the Cavs and Guardians, they were in L.A.
Yes.
They were in L.A. The Cavs were playing the Lakers, and they were out west and whatever, and the Guardians were out in L.A. playing the Dodgers. So maybe we can have, it's always kind of cool when that happens. So maybe we could get a bunch of Guardians players can go over to root the Cavs on against the Raptors, and then the Cavs players will return the favor and go over to the Rogers Center and root the Guardians on. That'll be cool. Liz says, bring back Bennigan's. A lot of people forget about Bennigan's that was on Dressler Road. That was an underrated kind of place. I don't know how they didn't make it. I really like that place.
We got Matthew on Facebook answering. He also says, hi, Sam. You are the greatest news radio guy in the whole world. Says home down buffet, Papa Bear's pizza and salad and subs, and Irish Exchange that had the best wings that you could get for 59 cents.
Oh, yeah. The original Irish Exchange.
I'm with him on the Papa Bear's pizza and salad in Massillon.
Yeah. Well, they're still here. They're still there.
I know there's the one in Canton, but then there used to be a location in Massillon too.
No, there is one in Massillon.
Oh, that's still there?
They're still there. Yeah, they're on Lincoln Way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the one in Belton moved, and now they're in the North Canton area.
Okay, I thought one of them had closed. Okay.
Nope, still there, rocking and rolling. Let's see here. Merrill says, bring back Milk and Honey. Amy says, Larry and Jerry's. Oh, my God, I haven't heard about that in years. East Side Mario's, very underrated. Very underrated. Caps Restaurant, that was over by Altman Hospital. Caps. I remember that. All right, keep them coming. Poll question today. Restaurant or mom and pop shop that you wish would come back. What would you pick? 330-821-1310. Get your comments to us on any of our 1310 WDPN social media platforms. Clint Marshall is standing by. News and the weather's coming up.
An Alliance tradition for over half a century. You can always count on WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and General Dan Kane will appear before the House Armed Services Committee 1 week from today to discuss the department's budget request for next year. The president has requested a $1.5 trillion defense budget. Both will also likely face questioning over the war with Iran. A UK watchdog group says Iranian forces fired on a container ship in the Strait of Hormuz after the ceasefire was extended. ABC's Rachel Scott says Iran threatened to respond if the U.S. continued its blockade.
So far, the U.S. Navy turning around 28 ships and cracking down on Iran's so-called dark fleet of illicit shipping vessels. U.S. forces boarding an oil tanker in Asia. Iran's foreign minister blasting the blockade as an act of war. And overnight, Iran opening fire on at least 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz, causing heavy damage to the bridge of one of those vessels.
Volatile storms in the mix again in the upper plains and Midwest. The threat of flooding after storms along with ice melt. This is ABC News.
Hi, I'm Zoe, a personal stylist at Macy's Herald Square, and I live for our friends and family sale because I can say yes to the brands my customers have been eyeing, like BCBG, 30% off, Kendra Scott, 30% off, Steve Madden, Levi's, yep, 30 off. And yes, there's 15 off Macy's Beauty and Fragrance too. Yes, you can also sign up for Star Rewards and earn faster at Macy's Friends and Family today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. Canton pastor convicted in connection with the death of a teen who fell from a church vehicle. Jury in Common Pleas Court found 27-year-old Rashawn Patterson not guilty of reckless homicide Tuesday, but guilty of involuntary manslaughter. 14-year-old Malachi Nichols died 3 days after falling from a van Patterson was driving in Canton in September. A pre-sentencing investigation hearing scheduled for May 20th. Canton police say the victim of a Sunday morning shooting has died. 51-year-old Richard Statz was taken off life support Tuesday afternoon. Officers found him with a gunshot wound to the head inside his apartment near Tuscarawas Street West and Broad Avenue. Police were called to the address around 4:30 for reports of gunfire. An investigation is ongoing. No charges have been filed. ODOT inspecting the Route 30 exit ramp in Canton for safety concerns. Drivers are being asked to take detours. The ramp from 77 south to 30 east is closed. Traffic being rerouted using 30 west to Harrison, then back to 30 east. The Alliance Board of Education took action on staffing, policies, and donations Tuesday. Principal Lori Gasparic and Assistant Principal Susan Cook recapped operations at the Early Learning School. During public speaks, Frank Barnes with the Alliance Veterans Council proposed a memorial honoring 4 Alliance graduates who were missing in action. Superintendent Rob Gress said the district is also exploring a school-based health clinic, possibly at the high school. Board approved policy revisions, open enrollment and hires, resignations, and summer school staffing. Washington Township trustees handled routine business Monday. The fire department reported 38 calls for the month. Road maintenance work continues. Trustees approved more than $8,300 in bills and annual dues and took up personnel matters in executive session. Bids for the summer road program were open but tabled for further review. Residents were reminded cemetery flags will be placed May 17th with a memorial service scheduled for May 24th at 2 o'clock. Milk and Honey Ice Cream in Canton is closing permanently and the property is being sold. Shop on Cleveland Avenue Northwest closed in August for repairs but never reopened. A statement from the family's attorney says the decision follows the death of owners Robert Sabota in September and Kathleen Sabota last week. Milk and Honey had been a city landmark since 1962. Residents may hear explosions today near James Garfield Joint Military Training Center in Portage County. Air Force Explosive Ordnance Disposal teams will be conducting training at the facility. Exercise involves explosive ordnance disposal training to identify and disarm unexploded munitions. Columbiana County Park District Board has 2 vacancies. It's now accepting applications. Interested candidates have until 4 o'clock April 30th to submit a resume to the probate court in Lisbon. The openings follow the resignations of longtime members David Hughes and Tom Butch. Their terms run through 2027 and 28. 5-member board currently with 3 members. West Branch Board of Education has approved a new 3-year contract with the teachers union. The agreement passed Monday, effective July 1st, and includes 4% pay raises in each of the first 2 years, followed by a 2.5% increase in year 3. Teachers will contribute an additional 1.5% toward health insurance costs. 3 area churches scheduled to hold final masses over the next 2 months as part of a reorganization. Bishop David Bonar will celebrate services at St. Brendan in Youngstown May 4th, St. Matthias May 18th, St. Joseph at Ashtabula June 18th. Catholic Diocese of Youngstown says the closures follow financial and maintenance issues. Second mistrial declared in a Youngstown murder case. Jury selection began Tuesday in the retrial of 21-year-old Darnell Jones, charged with aggravated murder in the 2023 shooting death of Tyland Lewis on the city's south side. First trial ended in a mistrial in February after a witness made a controversial comment during testimony. Ohio's Attorney General has filed a suit against the Mahoning County used car dealership. Dave Yost accuses Roddy's Rides in Springfield Township of violating consumer protection laws by failing to properly transfer vehicle titles to customers. Case filed in Mahoning County Common Pleas Court. Complaint says the dealership did not issue titles in a timely manner and failed to provide required refunds after consumer complaints. A former bank manager in Brookfield is accused of stealing more than $150,000 from customer accounts. Police say 31-year-old Zachary Reed of Niles is accused of dozens of fraudulent transactions at a First National Bank branch between May of last year and January of this year. Following an internal investigation, he was fired in January and turned himself in. Reed scheduled for a preliminary hearing tomorrow in Trumbull County Eastern District Court. Victim in a deadly Warren stabbing has been identified. Police say William Anderson died after being stabbed multiple times Sunday night on South Fairley Drive Southeast. Nazir Buckley was arrested at the scene and charged with murder. Buckley being held without bond. 75 degrees at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
73 warm degrees, not bad for your Wednesday in April. Slight chance for an afternoon rain shower. Otherwise, a little sun and cloud mix. Overnight, skies clearing out. We're drying out with a low near 49 degrees. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball!
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
No, on the answer. Rebound battle in Philadelphia.
That was major league. Paul George a little bit fortunate. He gambled, gave up the 3 for White.
Maxey stealing it. Oh, yeah. 6 in a row for Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah. Trying to turn the corner. Denny stops. Shoots. Williams ducks it in. Sure, people at home. Oh, my Lord. High fly, left field. Simpson watches. Gone. A 2-dinger day is De La Cruz in a first. That's right-handed against a righty.
He's had injuries.
It's a high, towering fly ball. That is way up there in the light standard and long gone. My goodness. Giancarlo Stanton with a massive home run. To win the game for Tampa Bay. Moses shot it. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Love overtime hockey in the playoffs. I don't care who's playing. That was Tampa Bay beating Montreal last night. NHL playoffs are pretty awesome. NBA playoffs have been pretty good too. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It is about 10 minutes after 4 o'clock, 1310 WDPN. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. A restaurant or mom and pop shop that you wish would come back. Restaurant or mom and pop place that you wish would come back. Hit us up on all of our social media platforms, including the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. In the chat, been very active today. Facebook has been very active today. WDPN Facebook page, the Q92 Sports Facebook page, the Sam Bourquin Show page. Check us out. Like, follow, share, comment. And if you're on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, if you're dropping by, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That would be really, really awesome. Guardians fall to the Astros today by the score of 2-0. Got 5 hits today, Guardians. 2 of them came in the 9th inning. We had a little rally going, but couldn't close the deal. So the Astros, as they have they've been known to do, They come up to Progressive Field, and they wipe us out. They took 2 out of 3 during the series. Guardians now dropping to 14-12, and the Guards are now 8-5 at home, and we are 4-6 in our last 10. Cleveland, Toronto coming up this weekend, up north of the border, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rainsburg, I think I did send you a highlight from today's game, and it wasn't a good one. It was the only hit of the day, the only run scored of the day. It should be Astros.
Are you
Jordan Alvarez. Did I send that to you? Maybe
it does not look like you did.
Maybe
or
I
if you did, it did not successfully get to me.
Now I find that hard to believe. That I would email you something and it would not successfully get to you.
That was sarcasm, right? Because I hope you don't actually find that hard to believe. We have a much larger problem if that's actually hard to believe.
Well, it was a Jordan Alvarez home run for the Astros, and it was about 430 feet over the wall in right center field. I mean, he just hit a moon rocket off of Tanner Bybee, and that's all the runs that's it. That was it for the day. 2-0. Astros go on for the win. Bo Naylor, by the way, hitting 130 after his performance today. Guardians bullpen was great. Guardians bullpen was fantastic today. 15,722 in attendance on a 72-degree day in downtown Cleveland. What a beautiful day for baseball. Couldn't get a run.
Scooter checking in on YouTube. He says, "Hey, Sam, played 18 today and only hit 2 good balls all day. I stepped on a rake." Rake stepping is the worst. You always want to avoid that.
Yeah, because pain will be inflicted. Nice day to go golfing today, too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the weather's so beautiful. You're outside. You're having a good day.
Who's out golfing today? Who took a little cheat day today?
Why do you think the boss left so early?
All right. Well, he was out of here quick today. I mean, we had our all hands on deck meeting that we have every Wednesday at 10. You know what? I had a feeling, because that sucker was over in 47 minutes today.
Whoa, that's breakneck speed.
I had a feeling something was going on. And by 10:55, the boss man was gone.
So what time do all the golf courses open around 11 then?
I don't. Maybe he had 11:15 tee time.
Yeah, he had a tee time.
I don't know. Maybe he was headed over to Tanahoff. I don't know. Guardians today. I told you, Tanner Bybee, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He gave up a home run to Alvarez, struck out 3, walked 2. Festa, 1 inning, perfect. Hunter Gaddis, 1 inning, perfect. Sobrowski, 1 inning, gave up a hit. That's it. Bullpen was outstanding today, but the Guardians couldn't score. Stephen Kwan had a hit. Chase DeLauder looks like he's kind of bound. Remember, he went 1 for his last 26. Now he's gotten 3 hits, I think, in his last 7 at-bats. So he's coming back. Hosey 1 for 4. He was the DH today. Daniel Schneemann played third. He had a hit today. That was it. So not a whole lot going on the base pass today for the Guardians. Homestand over, ends on a little bit of a whimper. They'll be in Toronto coming up here this weekend.
Dong Bobbler says Tito has those Reds rolling down south.
He does. Reds are in first place. I know it's early, but still, I mean, we're about 25 games in. How about, and I think we played a home run from Ellie De La Cruz in the Open today. He hit 2 home runs last night. I'm going to tell you what, man, the Reds are fun to watch. I know a lot of Guardians fans, Indians fans hate Cincinnati. And it's a nice little rivalry. I mean, it's not Red Sox, Yankees, or Giants, Dodgers, but it's a good little rivalry here in the state of Ohio. But the Reds are fun to watch.
We went to watch the Reds play the A's. No, the Padres. A couple of years ago down in Cincinnati. And I don't know if I told the story on this show, but the Padres and the Reds, the game that we bought tickets to, like months and months and months in advance, because we got the nice club seats and got the hotel downtown. We had a really good time. That was the same night Taylor Swift was in concert over where the Bengals play.
I remember this, yes.
Oh. But I'm going to tell you what, man. Ellie De La Cruz, it's almost like a man crush on this guy. I love watching him play ball. He's so good and smooth and talented. And obviously his ceiling is, there might not be a ceiling for him. He is so talented. Oh my gosh. Ellie De La Cruz. If you haven't seen him play or seen highlights or watched him on the broadcast or YouTube or whatever, if you're a baseball fan, you need to check this guy out. He was 3 for 6 last night, scored 3 runs, had 5 RBI, hit 2 home runs. And he doesn't even break a sweat. Kid is something else. Ellie De La Cruz. And yes, the Reds are playing really good ball for Tito. They're 16-9 now. Got him going. They whooped up on the Rays last night pretty good, 12-6. Another good story, and I don't want to get too far off the path here because I want to talk NFL mock draft, and we'll do that here in a couple of minutes. There's another pretty good story in Major League Baseball in the National League Central is the Pittsburgh Pirates. Maybe they are finally starting to turn the corner a little bit. They get that 19-year-old phenom, Connor Griffin, I think, just setting the town on fire. And they're getting some good pitching. And it looks like the ownership group is trying to win and not be El Cheapo. And the fans are starting to come out. Of course, you got Paul Skeens. He sells out the place every night he pitches. It's a really cool story. And the funny thing is, this is the best start for the Pirates in years. And they're in last place. Because everybody in the NL Central Division is playing out of their minds. The Cardinals are playing out of their mind. The Reds are playing well. The Brewers, and then there's the Pirates down there at the bottom. But they're like 13 or 14-10, I think. They're having a good year. That's a good little story right there. Reds playing this afternoon, or they're playing tonight. Let me see here. They already played today. My bad. Tampa Bay beat the Reds 6-1 this afternoon down in Tampa. What did Ellie De La Cruz do today? Not much. Reds only had 5 hits today. De La Cruz, see there, I talked the kid up. He went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts today. I don't care. He's one of my favorite players right now. So the Reds got cooled off just a little bit today. Okay, we're coming up on 22 minutes past the hour. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. You can take the poll question today, get those comments, get those answers in, get those replies in on social media if you wish. Mom or pop shop or restaurant that you wish would come back. And when we get back, I'm going to give you that mock draft from ESPN.com's Peter Schrager. NFL draft is coming up tomorrow in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We'll get into it when we get back.
Since day one of your child's life, you've been all hands in. At Cleveland Clinic Children's, we make our patients a very similar promise to be the hands you can trust, no matter what specialty care is needed. As Northeast Ohio's trusted children's hospital, when their health needs a helping hand, put their care in hands you trust. Learn more at clevelandclinicchildrens.org/hands.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy,
Feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below, you take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We'd willed the impossible into existence.
We pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
$1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. 24 minutes past the hour. 330-821-1310 is our telephone number. You know what we're going to do right now, Rainsburg, before I forget?
Sure.
Before we forget.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do this for our social media listeners. I've got a pair of tickets to the Ohio North-South All-Star Football Classic to be played at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium this Saturday, April the 25th. There's 2 games. I think it's divisions 1, 2, and 3. Then they'll take a break, and then they'll do divisions 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 2 great games. They kick off 11 a.m. at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium this Saturday. If you would like to go, and if you are following and listening and watching us on social media right now, all you need to do if you want to win a pair of tickets is put the football emoji in the comments section. That's all you got to do. Just click the football emoji and put it in the comments section on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel in the chat. Just drop the football emoji in there right now. Go ahead and just click that. And we'll get you a pair of tickets to the Ohio North-South All-Star Football Classic at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. And if you don't have time to do that now, we'll give you a couple more opportunities throughout the afternoon. But just put the football emoji in the comments section. You can do that on the 1310 WDPN Facebook page, Q92 Sports Facebook page, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, wherever you're listening and watching. Drop the football emoji in there, and we will get you a pair of tickets to the big All-Star games this Saturday at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. So good luck to everybody, and get those emojis in there. Let's go. Okay. NFL draft tomorrow, finally. No more talk, no more speculation, no more mocks, no more silly stuff. It's the real deal. Peter Schrager, ESPN.com, put out his final mock draft. Came out a little bit before noon today. I want to kind of run through a couple of those right now. The first one, I just wanted to see what the side notes were going to be. It says, frankly, this pick could have been made in January as soon as Mendoza won the national title and entered the draft. All final mock drafts should really start at number 2. New York Jets will take David Bailey edge rusher out of Texas Tech. He says he's had Bailey going to the Jets for over a month. At 3, Arizona will pick Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love. He says Chiefs and the Saints could be a couple of teams that could have interest in getting in here, but he believes that the Cardinals will hang on to the pick and they will take Jeremiah Love. He's a heck of a player. Arguably could be the best player in the draft. Arguably. Peter Schrager, ESPN.com mock draft. He's got the Tennessee Titans taking Sonny Styles at number 4, linebacker out of Ohio State. It says it would be hard for the Titans not to take Reese if he's still available, considering their need at edge. But it'd also be harder for Coach Robert Saleh to not take a guy like Sonny Styles. At number 5, Peter Schrager has the New York Giants taking another Buckeye, Arvell Reese, edge rusher. Schrager says, I haven't seen many mock drafts with Reese slipping this far, and maybe he won't. He says, I think the Giants can get him, and I think they'll take him. At number 6, he's got the Cleveland Browns taking Spencer Fano, offensive tackle from Utah. Says the Browns are certainly in the trade back conversation as they look to add more draft capital. If they stay home at 6, there's some love for Fano, who can be a versatile blocker up and down Cleveland's revamped offensive line. Fano has allowed just 1 sack in the last 2 years. He was a team captain at Utah. He can be a culture setter for the unit. But again, keep an eye on the Browns. If one of those top edge rushers starts to slide, they could start fielding some trade calls. Spencer Fano out of Utah. Peter Schrager, ESPN.com, has him coming to the Browns at number 6. I wouldn't be mad at it. Another Buckeye will go at number 7 to the Washington Commanders. Here it is, Ohio State wide receiver Carnell Tate. He says, just think about it. Tate with Terry McLaurin. How scary would that be? Commanders to take Carnell Tate out of Ohio State at number 7. At number 8, the New Orleans Saints would take another Buckeye, Caleb Downs. Peter Schrager says New Orleans needs a receiver, but it also has a lot of talent on defense. Ohio State defensive coordinator Matt Patricia said on the Schrager Hour that Downs can be the face of a franchise, period. How about that? How many Buckeyes are going to go in the first 8 picks? Holy smokes. At number 9, he's got Mansour Delaney from LSU, a defensive back. And at number 10, he's got the New York Giants taking Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver out of Arizona State. We'll give you 2 more here before the break. He has the Dolphins at number 11 taking Francis Managoa, the offensive tackle for Miami. And at number 12, he's got the Chiefs with a projected trade with Dallas taking Reuben Bain Jr., the edge rusher out of Miami of Florida. It's Peter Schrager, mock draft from ESPN.com. All right, what do you think? Browns stick at 6? Trade out? Who do you want at 24? You want O-lineman? You want wide receiver? Tomorrow night, about 9:15, we'll find out in earnest what the Browns are going to do. News and weather coming up next.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. Georgia Democratic Congressman David Scott has died at the age of 80. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more from Washington.
David Scott served 12 terms in the House and was the first black man to chair the Agriculture Committee. Despite his declining health, he had filed to run for re-election. He appeared in the chamber to cast votes just yesterday. The Georgia Democrat's death creates a sudden fifth vacancy in the chamber amid 3 resignations just this month. Until special elections are held to fill the empty seats, there'll be 218 Republicans and 212 Democrats in the House, meaning Speaker Mike Johnson can afford 2 GOP defections in tight votes.
Representative Sheila Sherfilis McCormick resigned Tuesday, moments before the House Ethics Committee was set to consider sanctions in a federal criminal case. The Florida representative announced her resignation in a statement posted early Tuesday afternoon. Federal grand jury in Miami indicted Sherfilis McCormick in November, alleging she and her brother Edwin diverted a $5 million FEMA overpayment tied to a COVID-19 vaccination contract through their family company. Prosecutors allege some of the money was used to fund Sherfilis McCormick's 2021 congressional campaign, make straw donor contributions, and benefit the defendants personally. Virginia residents voted in support of the state's redistricting referendum, allowing congressional maps to be redrawn ahead of the midterm elections. 51% voted in favor. Democrats such as Governor Abigail Spanberger and former President Barack Obama encourage residents to vote yes on the referendum, which bypasses the state's redistricting committee. In January, the state Senate voted to approve a constitutional amendment to allow the maps to be changed. Axios reported the new map could shift Virginia's congressional delegation from a 6-5 split to 10-1, favoring Democrats. Iranian forces fired on 2 commercial vessels near the Strait of Hormuz, hours after President Trump announced an extension of a ceasefire with Iran. UK maritime trade operations said a container ship was attacked by an Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps gunboat about 15 nautical miles northeast of Oman, causing heavy damage to the vessel's bridge. The crew was reported safe. Another vessel fired upon about 8 nautical miles west of Iran and forced to stop. No damage or injuries were reported. Iran's semi-official news agency later reported the IRGC had seized 2 vessels and escorted them to Iranian shores. Southern Poverty Law Center indicted for allegedly raising millions of dollars to pay informants in white supremacist and other extremist groups. An Alabama grand jury returned an indictment with 11 counts of wire fraud, making false statements, and conspiracy. The indictment covered 2014 through 2023 and alleged the SPLC paid at least $3 million to at least 8 informants affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America, National Socialist Movement, and others. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said one of the paid informants was a member of the group that planned the Unite the Right protest in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017 that resulted in 1 death. He said the SPLC is manufacturing racism to justify its existence. 75 degrees at 4:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Should be a warm Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to throw in the threat for a little isolated shower in 1 or 2 spots. Otherwise, a mix of clouds and sun, 73 degrees. Overnight, skies clearing out, drying out, cooling down to a low of 49. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
When you hear that music, you know it is time for Sammy's Best Bet. We do it Monday through Friday, usually at 4:29 here on 1310 WDPL. We get a little sidetracked again at the bottom of the hour. We hit last night. Hit good last night. We took the Philadelphia 76ers plus 14.5 against the Boston Celtics. Philly said, we don't need the 14.5. We'll just go ahead and win the game straight up. So that was an easy winner. Easy winner last night. Hope you were on that one. Tonight, we're going to jump back into Major League Baseball. And I have zeroed in on a total that I like, and it's the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Texas Rangers tonight. Down in Arlington, first pitch is all set for 8:05. Braxton Ashcraft against Jack Leiter. That's the pitching matchup tonight. The total is sitting at 7.5. You know me. Life is too short to bet the under. Combined earned run averages for these pitchers is a little bit over 7.75. In a controlled environment, I like this thing to fly. I like the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Texas Rangers tonight to go over the total of 7.5. That's Sammy B's best bet. Pirates, Rangers over 7.5 tonight down in Arlington, Texas. There you go. I'll be watching. I'll be watching the total. I'll see. We'll see what goes on there. Rainsburg, I got to ask, because I know you did dabble in some wagering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You ever bet any of my picks yet? You ever have any luck yet?
And
if you haven't, I'll completely understand.
I bet.
But I have given out some winners here lately.
I bet a week or two ago on one of your picks, and it was like the third or fourth day in a row that you'd been winning, so I bet on it, and that was the day that you did not win. I tried to bet the split, and I failed.
That always happens. Because you know what? When I hit 4 in a row or 5 in a row, and I start putting my chest out a little bit, and I start bragging about how good I'm doing, and I'm hot, let's get on the train, let's go. Inevitably, the next game, I will lose.
Well, I'm also of the opinion that anytime I bet on your best bet, my bad luck just ruins it anyway, so. Because I simply cannot win my free money. That does not happen.
Yeah. It just never fails. It really never fails. Like, last night, I felt so good about Philadelphia plus the 14.5 against Boston. But then it started to creep into my mind. You know what? This is the NBA. I think Philly might win this game outright. But I didn't do anything on it. Philly was like plus. I mean, you could have really made a nice chunk of change last night if you would have just bet Philly to win the game. No points involved. Just bet them to win the game. You could have turned 100 into like 580. Or maybe even more than that. But I didn't do it. So I couldn't pull the trigger. But boy, I loved getting the points last night. That was outstanding.
I think it's really funny that you asked me that today of all days, because today was, I swear to God, I'm not lying. Today was the day where I was thinking,
really?
Maybe I should give Sam's best bet another try. So well, you might be psychic.
Okay. I don't know. I might be. Maybe that's how I need to go in the direction of a side hustle. Be a psychic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, remember when everybody had their own 1-800 psychic lines on TV? You could call in and they would give you a reading and they'd charge you this ridiculous amount of money to tell you what was going to happen in your life. Oh, people made out on that. And then it just like that whole thing dried up. Like there used to be a thing. Let's see here. This is 2026, 1606, 96. This may have been in the 90s, maybe the late 80s. The 976 phone number craze on TV commercials was coming out. And folks, if you know what I'm talking about, what's the thing? If you know, you know. They were hawking just about anything you could on these numbers. But if it was a 1976, be careful. Because it could have been score phone, like call now and get scores. Really? Yeah, that's what we used to do back then. We would call numbers to get scores on games. Because that was the quickest way we could find out.
That makes sense.
And they were like infomercials. They would run them on the TV. They would run them on the radio. But the 976 craze, I mean, you could call and get scores. You could call and get betting lines. You could call and get like a reading from a psychic, you could. Oh, man. They used to have these numbers that, well, you could call, and what was usually assumed or believed to be a female would pick up on the other end of the phone, and you would have conversations about stuff, activities, so to speak. And the longer they kept you on the line, your credit card bill went through the roof, and they took all your money. It was, oh God, I remember the uncomfortableness when I would be watching the television, either with my mom or dad or one of each, and it happened to be late night, and here comes this girl in this lingerie, and she's got the lipstick on, and she's talking into the phone, and she's giggling, and at the bottom it says, for a good time, call this number. We can't wait to talk to you. $3.99 a minute, $6.99 a minute after. It was the most ridiculous thing ever.
I remember that. Those were the commercials that would air after 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yes.
That and the Girls Gone Wild ads.
Oh, the Girls Gone Wild.
My friend and I were
Louise.
joking around about that the other day. What an interesting time to be watching television.
Yes. And I remember watching these, and I'm like, oh my God. What? I couldn't wait for them to be over because it was just embarrassing.
It was so bad. They were the worst commercials.
But then I'm thinking about the poor suckers out there that are just down on life, and they're picking up the phone, and they're calling, and they're handing over their credit card number. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you're gonna get taken. Because the longer they kept you on the line, the more money you had to pay. Because you had to pay by the minute. And I thought, oh my gosh. But yeah, you could, those 976 numbers, that was a time to be alive, let me tell you. But you just brought up Girls Gone. What was the name of the guy that started that whole empire?
Oh,
and he
God.
got in big trouble.
Let's see.
I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name either.
But yeah, those late night GGW infomercials were something. And that guy had an empire. And he got into some really bad stuff, and he got into some really
Joe
Francis. Joe Francis. Yes. He got into some big trouble. He might still be in the can.
That's crazy.
I
cannot believe that the Girls Gone Wild guy got in a bunch of trouble.
Yeah, he did. he most certainly did.
Sean says, oh, yeah, the 1-900 numbers were just about sports scores.
Yeah.
With big air quotes.
Yeah, right. Sports scores. Yeah. 1-900, blah, 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 blah. But they had guys running gambling. It was unbelievable. It was so not regulated. Like it took off. And then as quickly as it took off, it like went away. But I remember those days because if you wanted a score on a game, there was no FanDuel, there was no suchandsuch.com to get betting lines or get scores on games if you couldn't get them on TV or the radio. And somebody came up with this brilliant idea. Let's charge people. Let's have a 900 number, 976. Let's charge them to call and ask us, and we'll tell them what the scores are. And then while we get them on the phone, hey, you thinking about putting some money down on a couple of games? Wire us 500 and we'll give you a couple of winners. I mean, I laugh at it now. But that's the world that we lived in back then. It was insane. Anybody recall those 900 numbers? Not for the girl thing, but for the sports end of it. To get scores, or I would love to know the back and forth on the phone with you and the agent, so to speak. I would love to know how that went.
Call now and get scores. What a world we live in. 47 minutes past the hour. We're going to step out. We're going to take a break. Phone lines are open 330-821-1310. Text line is open 330-924-7088. You can watch and listen to the show on the WDPN Facebook page, X page, and the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We'll take a break. We'll come back, get you back into the poll question of the day, and we'll regather and we'll regroup and review the Guardians' loss to the Astros earlier today. We'll check the scoreboard as well. Stay with us.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Cat. Giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Do we want to get right?
To do nothing. In fact, that's what I did. Got a million ways to make my
T10 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. We got about 10 minutes till the top of the hour. 330-821-1310. Poll question of the day: mom and pop shop or restaurant that you wish would come back. Get those comments to me. We'll take a little ride through here in a couple of minutes. Rainsburg, you want to check out the chat room?
Yeah.
On Q92 Radio.
Sean on YouTube
channel.
was cracking us up pretty good over the break. Says nothing was as valuable as the VHS of the Girls Gone Wild with a chick from your high school. Said our buddy used his grandma's credit card to get it and probably made a small fortune renting it out. I said, Sam, that comment's a time capsule. We have to read it.
On the text line, oh my God, Sam, my niece, when she was 7, called the Santa hotline in the late 70s. And the deal was they charged your phone bill $3.98 a call.
Oh, boy.
Unbeknownst to my brother and her older sibling,
that was supposed to be watching her, she racked up a phone bill of over $350. My brother almost fell to the floor. Oh, that was, and he says, by the way, that was in 1 month's time. That was roughly between 86 and 88 calls to the Santa hotline. Oh, my God. How did we survive? How did we get to 2026? I mean, seriously.
I think the bigger question is, how are we going to keep going at this point?
I mean,
where do we go from here?
Holy cow. 2003, 2005 in the basement, that VHS was pay-per-view. Oh, no. You know what? Life is all about what? Making memories. That's, we're just kind of going down.
They're not all good. We're
going down nostalgia lane today and tend to do that every once in a while. Guardians went in the dumper today. They lost to the Astros by the score of 2-0. If you're just joining us, and hey, what happened to the Guardians today? Well, they didn't do much. They got shut out 2-0. Only had 5 hits this afternoon. Tanner Bybee took the loss. Jordan Alvarez, a 2-run home run for the Astros in the first inning, and that was it. That was a pretty quick game up there on the lakefront today. 2 hours and 39 minutes today, 15,722 the attendance up at Progressive Field. Angels lead the Blue Jays 3-0 in the top of the 7th inning. Blue Jays will be our next opponent in Toronto this weekend, Guardians. Middle 2, A's lead the Mariners 2-1. A couple of finals from earlier today. Orioles just finished up the Royals 8-6. Baltimore's playing better. Tampa beat Cincinnati 6-1. The Reds cooled off a little bit today. Marlins beat the Cardinals by the score of 4-1. NBA playoffs tonight. Orlando Magic, Detroit Pistons at 7. 9:30, the Suns will play the Thunder. OKC is a 17-point favorite tonight. Stanley Cup playoffs, 1, 2, 3 games tonight. Penguins and Flyers in Philly. Pittsburgh is down 2-0. They don't get a win tonight. You can forget about that series. Dallas and Minnesota tonight at 9:30. That series tied at 1. The Ducks and the Oilers in Edmonton tonight. Oilers lead that best-of-7 series 1-0. It's time for the Bo Naylor experiment to come to an end. I think I've kind of reached that point. Bo Naylor 0 for 3 again today. His batting average for the year is 130. Now, as I said at the beginning of the show, I don't know who we have in the minor leagues, but I think it's time to maybe let Hedgie catch maybe 4 to 5 games a week. And you got to find somebody else.
Yeah, Hall of Fame City commented about that, saying Hedgie is playing significantly better this year.
He is. He's hitting. And when I say he's hitting, I mean he's batting like 200. But Hedgie was like a 150, 155 batter. So he is, for him, he handles the pitching staff like I will tell you what, he is a valuable piece of this team. He is. He handles that pitching staff like nobody I've ever seen. And it doesn't matter who's on the mound, lefty, righty, young guy, old guy, in between, just up from the farm. He is phenomenal. Still not the guy that I want up there with guys on second and third and 2 outs, but I think you got to throw him in there 4 games a week, maybe 5, and you got to bring somebody up. David Fry is our emergency catcher. I don't really want him back there either, but I've seen enough of Bo Naylor. It's just time. It's time, and it's okay. Sometimes sometimes things just don't work out. And he's been given a shot. He's been given a great opportunity. It's just not happening. It's just not happening.
Scooter says,
on base percentage 200, slugging percentage 216, batting average 130. His OPS is 416. He struck out 12 times. He's only drawn 4 walks. It's time.
Scooter says, amen on Bo. Enough chances. Maybe Naylor needs new surroundings. Hedge is 9-0 when he starts. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong there. You can't go wrong there. Bo Naylor, since 2022, he came up in 2022, played 5 games. 2023 played 67 games. And then he really started to get a lot of playing time. 2024, he played in 123 games. Same deal in 2025. This year, he's played in 17. Most hits he's had in a year was 2024 when he had 71. Most RBI, 2025 when he had 47. Like these are high watermark numbers for him. His batting average was 195. His highest batting average is 237. That was back in 2023. He's had enough at bats. He's had enough chances. He's had enough plate appearances. It's time. But again, some of you out there maybe cover this a little bit more closely than I do. I don't know if we have somebody we can bring up from Columbus or Akron. I don't know if we get. I just don't know. Engel is his last name. That's the guy that I'm thinking about. I don't know if he's ready. And honestly, I don't know if Hedgie. I mean, can you throw Hedgie out there 5-6 games in a week? I don't know if he could do that at this point in his career. I mean, I know he's a fighter, he's a gamer, he's a competitor, but getting down in that stance, man, 5-6 days a week for 3 hours, it's not easy. That takes a toll on your body, and you're getting beat up, balls slammed off your mask, your chest protector, your shoulder, your forearm, your knee, your foot. But we need to stir something. But I don't know what the answer is, but I know the answer is not Bo Naylor. News and weather coming up next. Top of the hour here at 5 p.m. You're listening to the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN and, of course, all of our social media platforms. Stay with us, everybody.
Keeping Alliance entertained and informed for over a half a century. AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Even after President Trump extended the ceasefire deadline, uncertainty driving up oil prices again, with the Strait of Hormuz still facing a blockade by both the U.S. and Iran. Trump administration officials testified today, including Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, fielding questions about the war and costs. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
A lot of those Gulf countries' economies are getting hit right now. And we did also hear Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent say that they have even asked the U.S. for basically financial lifelines because of the hit from this oil price.
Members of Congress are mourning the death of U.S. Congressman David Scott, a Georgia Democrat served for more than 2 decades and was making a bid for a 13th term. Scott was the first Black man to chair the Ag Committee. In Washington, D.C., the National Zoo celebrating Earth Day with the debut of a baby Asian elephant, Lin Mei. Born earlier this year, the public lining up today to get a first glimpse. This is ABC News.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hi, I'm Zoe, a personal stylist at Macy's Herald Square, and I live for our friends and family sale because I can say yes to the brands my customers have been eyeing, like BCBG, 30% off, Kendra Scott, 30% off, Steve Madden, Levi's, yep, 30 off. And yes, there's 15 off Macy's Beauty and Fragrance too. Yes, you can also sign up for Star Rewards and earn faster at Macy's Friends and Family today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. News is service of Bonford Glass. A pre-sentencing investigation hearing scheduled May 20th for a pastor convicted in the death of a teen in Canton. 27-year-old Rashawn Patterson of Canton was on trial in common pleas court, where a jury found him guilty Tuesday of involuntary manslaughter. He was acquitted of reckless homicide. 14-year-old Malachi Nichols fell from the van Patterson was driving in September. Teen died 3 days later. Weekend shooting in Canton has turned fatal. Police say a man found with a gunshot wound to the head died Tuesday afternoon after being taken off life support. Officers responding to reports of gunfire around 4:30 Sunday morning found 51-year-old Richard Statz inside his apartment near Tuscarawas Street West and Broad Avenue. No charges have been filed. An investigation is continuing. Drivers asked to use detours while a major exit ramp in Canton undergoes inspections and repairs. ODOT has closed the ramp from I-77 south to 30 east. Traffic being detoured using 30 west to Harrison Avenue, then back to 30 east. Possible school-based health clinic, a key topic at the Alliance Board of Education meeting. Superintendent Rob Gress said Tuesday the district is exploring a clinic possibly at the high school. During public speaks, Frank Barnes with the Alliance Veterans Council proposed a memorial honoring 4 former Alliance graduates who were missing in action. Principal Lori Gasparic and Assistant Principal Susan Cook summarized operations at the Early Learning School. Board approved policy revisions, open enrollment, staffing, and summer school actions. Awarded a tire bid to Great Lakes Best One Tire and accepted donations, including a 2015 Dodge van for auto tech students. More than $8,300 in bills and annual dues were approved by Washington Township trustees Monday. Officials also reviewed department reports, including 38 fire calls for the month and ongoing road maintenance work. Bids for the summer road program were open but tabled for further review. Residents were reminded cemetery flags will be placed May 17th with a memorial service scheduled for May 24th at 2 o'clock. Longtime Canton Landmark closes its doors for good. Milk and Honey Ice Cream on Cleveland Avenue Northwest is shutting down with the property being sold. A statement from the family's attorney says the decision follows the deaths of owners Robert Sabota in September and Kathleen Sabota last week. The shop, which had been in business since 1962, was shuttered for repairs in August. It never reopened. Explosive training will be heard in Portage County. Air Force explosive ordnance disposal teams are conducting exercises today at the Camp James Garfield Joint Military Training Center. Training involves identifying and disarming unexploded munitions at the site. Limited driving privileges granted to a man convicted in a fatal crash in Columbiana County. Judge Megan Bickerton approved the request for 31-year-old Lowell Horst, who is serving a 3-year sentence for aggravated vehicular homicide and vehicular assault. Privileges restricted to specific times and locations, including work, church, and grocery trips. Highway Patrol said Horst was watching videos in his phone in September 2022 when he crossed the center line on Route 172 in West Township. The resulting collision killed Mary Koss of Massillon and injured her husband, who later died. Applications being accepted to fill 2 open seats on the Columbiana County Park District Board. The deadline to apply is 4 o'clock on April 30th. Interested candidates must submit a resume to the probate court in Lisbon. 5-member board currently has 3 members. Vacancies follow the resignations of longtime members Tom Butch and David Hughes, whose terms run through 2028 and 2027. Teachers have a new contract in the West Branch School District. During Monday's meeting, the Board of Education approved the 3-year agreement with the teachers union effective July 1st. It includes 4% pay raises in the first 2 years, a 2.5% raise in the third year. Teachers will pay an additional 1.5% toward health insurance. The board also recognized winter sports teams, including girls and boys basketball, wrestling athletes, and a state runner-up finish for competition cheer. Authorities seeking help from the public to identify a woman believed to be from Lake Milton. Police there say the possible missing person is roughly 45 years old, 5'6", with brown hair and bluish-green eyes. Anyone with information has to contact police at 330-538-0078. Closing masses scheduled for 3 area churches. Youngstown Catholic Diocese Bishop David Bonner will celebrate final services at St. Brendan in Youngstown May 4th, St. Matthias May 18th, and St. Joseph in Ashtabula June 18th. Diocese cites financial and maintenance issues and previous recommendations to close the parishes. Retrial of a Youngstown murder case has ended in a second mistrial. Jury selection was underway Tuesday for 21-year-old Darnell Jones, charged with aggravated murder in the 2023 shooting death of Tyland Lewis on the city's south side. First trial ended in a mistrial in February after a witness made a statement on the stand that prompted a defense objection and a ruling by Judge John Durkin. 74 degrees at 5:07. WDPN News, a service of Bonford Glass. I'm Clint Marshall.
For over 80 years, Bonford Glass has been the expert when it comes to glass. You can count on the professionals at Bonford's for the latest techniques in glass repair, like the Aegis windshield repair system. The Aegis system can repair small chips in your windshield before they grow into big headaches. This revolutionary process takes less than an hour and can easily restore your windshield to its original strength. In fact, the Aegis windshield repair system is so effective that most insurance companies will waive the deductible and cover the entire amount of the repair, saving you and your insurance company up to 80% of the cost of a windshield replacement. The Aegis windshield repair system, just one of the expert repairs from Bonford Glass. They'll help you save money and make your windshield safer. Bonford Glass. Call 330-823-0450 or stop by at 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Isolated rain showers during your Wednesday afternoon. Otherwise, a partly sunny sky with a high near 73 warm degrees. Overnight skies clearing out. We're staying dry and cool with a low of 49. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
No, the answer. Rebound battle to Philadelphia.
That was major league. Paul George a little bit fortunate. He gambled, gave up the 3 for White.
Maxey stealing it. Oh, yeah. 6 in a row for Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah. Trying to turn the corner. Diggy stops, shoots. Williams ducks it in. Sure, people at home. Oh, my Lord. High fly, left field. Simpson watches, gone. A 2-dinger day is De La Cruz in a first. That's right-handed against a righty.
He's had injuries.
It's a high, towering fly ball. That is way up there in the light standard and long gone. My goodness. Giancarlo Stanton with a massive home run. To win the game for Tampa Bay. Moses shot.
It is our number 2 of the Sam Bourquin Show here on AM 1310 WDPN. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having an awesome day. Hope you're enjoying this incredible weather that Mother Nature has bestowed upon us today, and the rest of the week is looking pretty good as well. Phone lines are open, ready for you, 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. Text line is open, too. Don't forget, always, you can text us at 2 in the morning if you want, 330-924-7088. And you can watch and listen right now to the Sam Bourquin Show on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We got the chat open, ready for you. We love to incorporate your comments and thoughts and opinions throughout the show, Monday through Friday from 3 until 6 p.m. All right, let's do a little reset. Let's get you caught up on what's going on today. Major League Baseball, Progressive Field, downtown Cleveland today. Not good news for the Guardians. Houston knocked off the Guards by the score of 2-0. Tanner Bybee started today for the Guardians. He took the loss. 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error for Houston. No runs, 5 hits, no errors for Cleveland. Peter Lambert got the win. Bybee took the loss. Tanner is now 0-3. 6 innings today, 5 hits, 2 runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Guards had 5 hits today, and 2 of them came in the bottom of the 9th inning. Got a little bit of a mini rally going, but they couldn't push anything across. So the Guardians finish up the homestand. They are now 14-12 on the year. They will be in Toronto this weekend to take on the Blue Jays Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Speaking of the Blue Jays, Toronto and the Angels 3-3, bottom 7 out in L.A. A's lead the Mariners 3-1 in Seattle in the top of the 3rd. Other games already finished today. Orioles beat the Royals 8-6. Rays beat the Reds 6-1. Marlins over the Cardinals by the score of 4-1. NBA playoffs continue tonight. We got a couple of games. Cavaliers, Raptors tomorrow night in Toronto. They'll pick that series back up, the best of 7. Wine and gold with a 2-0 lead against the Raptors in the series. Last I checked, the Cavaliers were a 3.5-point favorite against the Raptors tomorrow night on the road. Tough to give points on the road in the playoffs, especially when you are up in a series 2-0. I mentioned on the show yesterday, if I was Kenny Atkinson, I would come at my guys like this. Fellas, I need you to play this game like you are down 2-0 in the series. That's how I need you to come out and play. Don't play like we're up 2-0, or don't play like it's 1-1. Go out there and play like our backs are against the wall. Let's get that 3-0 lead. Now, whether or not they do that, whether or not that's the philosophy, the approach, I don't know. But I do know this. If the Cavaliers go up there on Thursday night and the big 3 of Mobley, Harden, and Mitchell, if they play the way they did the last game, Cavaliers will win this game and they'll be up 3-0 in the series, and they can put Toronto out of their misery over the weekend. But we'll see how the Cavaliers approach the game tomorrow night. Now, we saw a couple teams last night, probably, reading the press clippings a little bit. Boston just hammered Philadelphia in the first game, beat them by 33. Sixers come back and beat them last night. Spurs hammered the Blazers in game 1. Game 2, the Blazers win, and Victor Wembanyama has a concussion. The big 7'5" star for the San Antonio Spurs. He's in concussion protocol. We don't know when he will be back. So a couple of series took a little bit of a turn last night in the NBA. Tonight's games, you've got a pair. Orlando at Detroit at 7 o'clock. Phoenix at Oklahoma City tonight at 9:30. I would expect Detroit to beat Orlando tonight. OKC's not losing to Phoenix, are they? I don't think so. I think Detroit and OKC both win tonight. Now, do they both cover? That I can't tell you. But I do believe that they will both win their games tonight, and they will both get ready for Game 3 of their series coming up a couple of days from today. NFL draft coming up tomorrow night in Pittsburgh. It's night number 1 of the 3-day draft. Browns at 6, Browns picking at 24. We gave you Peter Schrager's latest mock draft last hour. We'll take a couple of looks at a couple of other mock drafts before we leave you this afternoon here at 6 p.m. There's some talent to be. There's some talent out there. Go ahead and use those picks, Andrew Berry. Go and use those picks, young man. There's talent there. Plenty of talent to pick at 6, plenty of talent to get somebody good at 24. I want 2 starters out of this draft. I want 2 full-fledged, full-time, ready to go, starting players of the National Football League, and I want them in the first round. 6 and 24, go get them. Better the talent base on your football team. And then you attack the draft from there. Then you've got rounds 2 through 7 to supplement. And I'll say this. To me, Friday is just as important as Thursday. You got some picks in the 2nd and 3rd round. Those are all, with the Browns, those are almost must-hits. Almost must-hits. But I got to get a couple starters tomorrow night before midnight. I got to get 2. And we'll break it all down tomorrow. We'll break it all down on Friday here on the show, 1310 WDPN. Looking forward to our discussions there. Sam Bourquin Show, poll question of the day. If you're just now getting on social media and checking in with us, if you're just now tuning in, 1310 WDPN, our poll question today, a lot of action. Give me a restaurant or mom and pop shop that you wish would come back. Think about all the little diners, the local restaurants, the little mom and pop places. Could be a retail store, could be a little restaurant, could be a little club, could be a little lounge, could be a full-fledged restaurant. Restaurant or mom and pop place that you wish would come back. 330-821-1310. Get your comments in on all of our social media platforms, including the Q92 Radio YouTube page. And use the comments section and just type away. Mom or pop place or restaurant that you wish would come back. Let's try to wish some of these things back into existence. Let's make it happen. What do you say? What if you woke up tomorrow and you said, man, I want to go to Jack's Quick Shake in Canton South. And there it was. What if you woke up tomorrow and said, you know what? I want to go out tonight. I want to go out with my friends. I want to go to the pub. And you drove by Belden Village Street, and there it was. What if you woke up tomorrow and said, man, I wish Campos was still around. I'd love to go get a steak. And you're driving down West Tusk, and there she is. Mom or pop shop or restaurant that you wish would come back. Get those to me. I'll read them off throughout the rest of the show here on 1310 WDPN. What if you woke up and said, you know what? I want to go to Kurt's Inn. Haven't been there in a while. Boom. There it is. The old Lucia's. Debbie says, how about McCall's in Canton South? I really like that place. I'm a little biased, right? The great Rocky Bourquin used to run McCall's. I'd love if that place was still there. Kevin Miller says, yesterday's pub on Dressler. Legendary memories. Oh, yeah. I spent a lot of time at yesterday's pub. Lots of time. Holy smokes. Never had a bad time there, ever. I loved everybody that worked there, the people that ran the place, the serve. I mean, everybody there was just, and that was like our place. That was kind of like our Cheers back in my group's heyday of growing up and going out and having fun. That's That's where we want. Sam, bring back the Italian oven on Dressler Road. Pete says, I want gas station fried chicken. Let's go. Luann says, bring Parasons and Padulas back. Kenny says, bring back Noble Romans. Sammy, what about Western Sizzler? Hell yeah. I remember that place. Another one for Butler's Ice Cream Parlor over by Avondale. Love that place. Robert Fashbaugh says, bring back the Freeway Tavern. Sam Scarpino checking in today. How you doing, Sam? He says, bring back the Mayfair. Let's go. Timmy says, how about Shoney's? I got a couple here for Bogarts. I like Bogarts.
Scooter chimes in with the Lincoln Lounge Steakhouse in Perry on Lincoln Way.
Oh, yeah, the Lincoln Way Lounge. Holy smokes.
Great memories after football games and special occasions.
Kathy says, bring back Maxie's drive-thru. What would you like to see come back, restaurant or mom and pop shop? Get them to us. We'll read them. Take you down memory lane today a little bit. Wouldn't it be cool, though, if you went to bed tonight and you said, oh, you know what? I wish so-and-so would come back. You got up tomorrow, you got in your car, and whether you were going to work or pick up your kids or run them to practice, you had some errands to run or whatever, and you drove by the place and it was actually there. How fast would you pull in to the parking lot and run inside? That would be really cool.
Joey called in to say the Spaghetti Tree on West State Street.
The Spaghetti Tree.
Yeah, obviously before my time.
I remember the Spaghetti Tree. I believe we had the Spaghetti Tree on Fulton. Maybe. There was a lot of, remember where the old Johnny Apple, was it Johnny Appleseed, Johnny Apple there? You could go in there and you could they had these little Dixie cups and you could go in and get apple cider for nothing. You could just go in and, you know how they got the pop machines now? You could go in and get a little cup of apple cider and just drink it while you were walking around the store. Great place. And then, like all great places, they come and go. And then there was a place called Deuce's Wild was in there. It was kind of a fast food place. There was a car dealership there. There was a Skilled Games parlor there for a couple of years. But I remember Johnny. Oh my gosh, I loved going there. They had the best apple cider this side of the Mississippi. And you could just walk around in there and get whatever.
Greg on Facebook also says Spaghetti Tree on Duber Avenue.
So there was one on Duber Avenue too. You know what? A restaurant came to mind for our friends listening in the Alliance area. And I remember the late, great Jim Johnson always used to tell me, we would always have small talk, JJ and I, when I was working down at the Canton station, before I would go on to do my shift or go cover a game. And usually on a Monday, we would ask each other what we did over the weekend and if we weren't doing games or whatever. And he would always say, yeah, me and Nancy, we went to Dawson's the other night. How long was Dawson's here in Alliance? I'm assuming it was on State Street. Does anybody know when Dawson's kind of closed their doors? I was never able to go there. Heard a lot about it. Obviously named after the great Len Dawson, Hall of Famer, former quarterback for the Alliance Aviators. Went on to play for the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl winner. Dawson's Restaurant in Alliance. When did they close their doors? And where exactly was it here in the Carnation City? My friends in Alliance, if you can help us out here. Let's take a break. 26 minutes past the hour. 330-821-1310. We'll break. We'll come back and we'll get you a little on this day in sports history next on the Sam Bourquin Show.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. Hungry kids get sick more often and can struggle in school. It can be harder for them to focus and learn. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures.
We want to ensure that all of our kids have healthy meals every day.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping feed our kids.
To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
I think we can all agree. Over the last few years, things have gotten weird.
Weird, confusing, and at times pretty scary.
And for our kids, these things can be overwhelmingly stressful
and can increase the risk for mental health problems as they grow.
But there's so much hope.
Scientific research and real-life experience
tell us that the number one antidote to stress is authentic, trusted relationships.
So that's why I.
That's why we.
That's why I am committed to building and maintaining a trusted space.
For the students I influence every single day.
Until schools across the country
can proudly call ourselves a trusted space.
This is 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 a trusted space.
Access free films and resources to build trusted spaces in your schools and communities at atrustedspace.org.
On this day in sports history, 529, Monday through Friday here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. Are you ready? Here we go. On this day in 1914, Babe Ruth made his pitching debut with the Baltimore Orioles. On this day in 1915, the New York Yankees wore pinstripes in the hat in the ring logo for the very first time. 1982, the Atlanta Braves ended their 13-game winning streak to start the season. It was the longest streak of wins at the beginning of a year in the history of Major League Baseball. On this day in 1994, remember Michael Moore, boxer? He became the first left-handed heavyweight champion. On this day in 2010, the National Football League draft was aired in prime time for the very first time. And let's go back. 1978, the Cleveland Indians are in Boston taking on the Red Sox at Fenway Park. Have a day, Andre Thornton.
Record crowds filled Boston's Fenway Park last weekend and witnessed the baseball rarity. Cleveland's Andre Thornton hit for the sack. Single, double, triple, home run. And would you believe the odds against that are greater than pitching a no-hitter?
Mel Allen delivering that during a great edition of the old This Week in Baseball. Thunder Thornton on this day in 1978 hit for the cycle for the Tribe in Beantown. News and weather next.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. Georgia Democratic Congressman David Scott has died at the age of 80. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more from Washington.
David Scott served 12 terms in the House and was the first black man to chair the Agriculture Committee. Despite his declining health, he had filed to run for re-election. He appeared in the chamber to cast votes just yesterday. The Georgia Democrat's death creates a sudden fifth vacancy in the chamber amid 3 resignations just this month. Until special elections are held to fill the empty seats, there'll be 218 Republicans and 212 Democrats in the House, meaning Speaker Mike Johnson can afford 2 GOP defections in tight votes.
President Trump and Pakistani sources told the New York Post Wednesday good news about a second round of talks between the U.S. and Iran could come as soon as Friday. Sources in Islamabad touted positive mediation efforts with Tehran. Incremental update comes a day after the president announced he would extend the current ceasefire with Iran until its divided leadership can come up with a unified proposal. In the hours since, Pakistani source said Islamabad has continued working its diplomatic channels. The sticking point reflects deeper fractures inside Iran's governing structure, where decision-making is spread across the Guardian Council, Supreme National Security Structures, and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. An Iranian regime spokesman said today the country still not decided whether it would enter talks with the United States. A second round of negotiations was due to start Tuesday ahead of the expiration of a 2-week ceasefire. The president announced he would extend the ceasefire to allow for Iranian officials to submit a proposal. He wrote on Tuesday, because Iran's leadership structure is, quote, seriously fractured, the U.S. was asked by Pakistani officials to hold or attack on Iran until such time as their leaders and representatives can come up with a unified proposal. Hours after the announcement, Iran said it captured 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz for what regime officials claimed were violations of maritime safety rules. 2 of the 8 Iranian women who President Trump urged the Islamic Republic to spare from execution had already been released when he made the public appeal. According to a Norway-based human rights monitor, Kolnaz Naragi and Venus Hosseninejad have been out on bail since late March. The status of the other 6 women was not immediately clear. Rights groups say at least 2 of the other women still in detention face charges carrying the death penalty. Naragi, a doctor, and Hosseninejad, who practices the Baha'i faith, were arrested amid the January anti-regime protests. One was seized January 15th and forced to confess crimes against the state on public TV. The other had been arrested a day earlier and forced to sign a confession. The Justice Department announced an indictment against the Southern Poverty Law Center, accusing the group of covertly directing millions to individuals tied to white supremacist and other extremist organizations. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said SPLC used paid operatives within extremist circles to incite and intensify racial tensions, arguing the group fostered the very threats it claimed to fight. Federal grand jury in the U.S. District Court of Alabama brought 11 charges. Blanche told reporters the organization paid at least $3 million between 2014 and 2023 to 8 individuals, including people linked to the Ku Klux Klan and U.S.-based Nazi groups. 73 degrees at 5:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
73 warm degrees, not bad for your Wednesday in April. Slight chance for an afternoon rain shower. Otherwise, a little sun and cloud mix. Overnight, skies clearing out. We're drying out with a low near 49 degrees. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Got about 25 minutes left to spend with each other until we wrap things up here at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, don't forget to join us at 3. Tomorrow is NFL Draft Day. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Day 1 of the draft, first round tomorrow. Rounds 2 and 3 will be Friday night. And then beginning Saturday at noon, rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. So obviously we'll talk a lot NFL draft tomorrow. We'll take a look at the high school spring sports scene, namely baseball. Hoover Jackson battling again in the Federal League this afternoon. We'll let you know what happened there. Cavs and Raptors tomorrow night from Toronto, game 3 of that best-of-7 series. Guardians on their way to Toronto as we speak. They'll play the Blue Jays over the weekend. Guards fell to the Astros today by the score of 2-0. And before we get to the phones, I want to give you another opportunity to score a pair of tickets to go see the Ohio High School North-South All-Star Football Classic at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon. There's 2 games this Saturday. They begin at 11 a.m., featuring the top seniors from across the state of Ohio in a North versus South showdown. Additional tickets can also be purchased at the gate, but if you want to go, All you got to do is leave the football emoji in the comments section of any of our social media platforms, whether it's on the Q92 Radio YouTube page, WDPN Facebook, X, Q92 Sports Facebook page, wherever you want to go. You can drop the football emoji, and you're a winner. And you will get 2 tickets to go to the big North-South All-Star Games this Saturday at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Let's go to the phones, 330-821-1310. Let's go a little bit east. Let's check in with Tom on the Sam Bourquin Show. Tom, what is going on over in Salem, Ohio this afternoon? How you been?
Sammy, my radio brother, what's going down?
Good, man. We're having a fun show today, talking a little baseball, getting ready for the draft tomorrow. I appreciate the pictures you just sent over from Warren's Mollenkoff Stadium. Things look like they're coming along nicely there. So yeah, we're busy. We're having a good time.
Well, I'll tell you, Sam, I'm looking at this draft tomorrow night, and the first thing that comes to mind is the Browns will not take Parnell Tate because they never usually take Ohio State players.
Never, they don't. But I tell you what, last year was a little turner for the trend. They started to take some Ohio State kids. I don't know though if they'll go wide receiver at 7. But man, Tom, I know.
Oh my goodness.
What would you do?
Cleveland, Ohio, Sam.
What would you do? Would you go Reese or would you go Carnell?
I would go Arvell Reese. I think it's almost a guarantee. And with the way the Browns wide their passing game is, you're incomplete at the quarterback spot. So how can you start getting receivers when you're incomplete at quarterback? I mean, it's a chicken or the egg thing, right?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, obviously, we need a wide receiver badly, but gosh, if I did go to the podium and Arvell Reese was still there, I might have to take him, Tom. I might have to take him.
He's the next Micah Parsons, dude. I don't know how else to put that. He's just spectacular. I mean, that speed, but can you imagine him as a 2 or 3 year starter at Ohio State?
Oh, he is what they call a super specimen.
Oh my God!
Super specimen.
He can take that tight end. I mean, he's spectacular, Sam. I mean, think about this for a minute. Ohio State gave up 8.5 points a game last year. That's the first team to do that since 1975.
Stingy defense.
I mean, that's one for the ages. I mean, we may not ever see a defense out that good again. You know, we expect it, but I've been around a while, and I've only seen that happen maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's a rarity to hold teams under 9 points a game in big boy college football. That's transcending. That's spectacular. You know, Sam, you posed me a question the other day, sent me a text about this new hire for Warren. His brother, Gabe, was a 1-year wonder after Andy left for McKinley, and he did 1 year, his brother, and then he walked away from coaching, period. I think this new hire is good for Harding because he's familiar with the area, and he played for Harding. He played on a Final 8 team twice. So he's got some experience at coaching. Howland is average in talent, and he's had winning seasons just about every year. He's beat Harding 6 times, including 2 last year, which was historic. So I think he'll be a good fit because we need leadership, Sam. Like any high school program, you know, when I heard Perry had let their coach go or he left, you know, whatever there, I was quite shocked by that because of what he did. Yeah, well, a lot of us were. Yeah.
These coaches today got a lot of challenges, Sam.
Yeah, they do. And Tom and I were talking about the new head basketball coach for Warren Harding boys. And then, of course, Matt Vall from Perry stepped down a couple of days ago, and people are still coming up to me saying, why did he do that? What happened? But, yeah, it's coaching in 2026 in high school it's a whole lot different than it was even 15 or 20 years ago.
Yeah, and, you know, Sam, I know that the coach for Perry, I heard a lot of good things about him, especially from fans, because I know some of the fans over there. I've worked with them over the years. And I'm a little surprised, but I shouldn't be too surprised because you see a lot of like at McKinley with the football hirings, you get a lot of good guys in there and then they go on someplace else. And, there's a lot of behind the scenes inside baseball that you and I will probably, you are the all-knowing oracle of high school sports.
When I do remember hearing when Matt Vall came to Perry, there was a couple of folks that I kind of trust with, what they tell me and how they comment on stuff that I ask them. They said, don't be surprised if Coach is here and gone within like 3 or 4 years. That's just like some coaches do that. They will go to a situation where they think maybe if things go the way they want them to go, and they can get kids to play they want them to play, and get them to reach down for a little extra, bring a little community pride back in, that they can do some things. But they don't want to be there long term. Yeah. It's just what they do. Yes, they go to and look, and Matt Vall, do I wish he was still at Perry? My God, yes, because he breathed that program back to life. But I know this, he'll end up on the sidelines, maybe not next year, but a year or two down the road, and he'll win again. He's a winner. That's what he does.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That victory over Harding 2 years ago was miraculous and spectacular at the same time.
Yeah, it was. It was. So yeah, they'll miss him. I'm going to miss him. I think he was perfect for Perry High School, but they're in the situation now where they got to go find somebody. And we were talking about it on the show yesterday. I have no idea. Yeah. I have no idea who the new coach is going to be. None.
Yeah, and then you got when Andy left McKinley, he's now at Kansas.
Mm-hmm. And doing well.
And he's doing well.
Yep.
He's doing very well. He's beaten Harding 3 or 4 times. Of course, everybody beats us. Oh, Sam, I'm telling you, we got to get this turned around. We got to get this football program turned around. This stadium is going to be beautiful.
Well, those pictures are phenomenal.
This place is going to look spectacular.
And that was the east stands that you're talking about at Molotov, right? What you sent me over? Okay.
Yeah, they after the football season was over, the quick exit, they just plowed down the east stands, which had been the Trumbull County Fair up until the 1960s.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so it has a lot of history, and for them to go in a new direction, it looks fantastic. I mean, they've already started on it. You saw some artists there, but once it's done, it should look pretty spectacular. And I'm holding out hope, Sammy, that they can, have a 7 or 8 win team, because they start the season at McKinley and then they play the Youngstown Crusaders, whatever the smack they call themselves.
The combo school, yeah.
Yeah, and so they'll be fun to watch. They'll have a good football team. A lot of the Cheney kids are going to be playing on that team that had a lot of success last year. So, and one other thing I wanted to bring up real quick, Sam, the situation at Michigan, I believe that the athletic director just got a raise and a promotion. He's there for another 3 years, Sam. Can you believe that?
Wow. Okay. A lot going on. A lot going on there.
But I think it is.
There's a lot going on at UM.
Yes.
How do you think Kyle Whittingham's going to do there?
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
I am truly living in a world I do not understand.
As always, Tom, appreciate the call. Take care of Salem and keep me updated with what's going on over there at Warren Harding. As always, appreciate it.
All right, my brother. Until next time, man. I'll catch you next week.
There he goes. Tom checking in 1310 WDPN on the Sam Bourquin Show. Yeah, we forget about the Big Ten. We've had some quick discussions about that. And obviously, we know what we have in Ohio State. We know what we have in Coach Ryan Day. And all the coaches that have come into the Big Ten here recently, let's just say a top 25 when the poll comes out. How many teams from the Big Ten do you think are going to be in that poll? What do we have? 18 teams in the league or 16? How many of those teams are going to be ranked in the preseason top 25? And how many Big Ten teams will be ranked in that poll throughout the season? the talent, the money, the coaching. I mean, hey, say what you want about Michigan, and we do. Kyle Whittingham coming in from Utah. I don't know how long he's going to be there, but I bet you while he's there, they win. I bet you Pat Fitzgerald gets Michigan State winning again. I bet you Matt Campbell cranks it up at Penn State. No, there's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. The Big Ten is going to flex again this year on the gridiron in college football. They're going to straight flex. Because like I said, the talent, the money, and the coaching is there. And it is there big time. 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310 is our telephone number. Sam Bourquin Show, poll question of the day. Restaurant or mom and pop shop that you wish would come back. Get those comments in. We'll give you another opportunity to score a pair of tickets to the Ohio North-South All-Star Football Classic at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Get you ready for the draft. We'll check back in on the Guards and Astros today. Take a look at the Cavs and Raptors for tomorrow. And we'll check in on Hoover Jackson, another big Federal League baseball game today over in North Canton. We'll break. We'll come back, and we'll get you all caught up on everything here on 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. Hungry kids get sick more often and can struggle in school. It can be harder for them to focus and learn. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures.
We want to ensure that all of our kids have healthy meals every day.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping feed our kids.
To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
It's the perfect time of year. Somewhere far away from
Welcome back, everybody. We've got about 9 minutes left in the show. 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. Checking out a couple of things on Twitter, on the scoreboard here. Did you see who graduated today? Or maybe it was last night. J.R. Smith. Former Cleveland Cavalier, member of our 2016 NBA championship team. JR graduated, set to graduate next month from North Carolina A&T University. JR is 40 years old. Good for him. Good for him. That's awesome. I retweeted that. You can follow me on X or Twitter at Sam Bourquin 16. At Sam Bourquin 16. Give me a follow on X. I got that story up there for you.
Man, getting the whole college experience at 40 would be rough.
And he was golfing. Whew. He was on the golf team. He plays an entire career in the NBA, and then he goes back to school. He's going to graduate at the age of 40. It's a really cool picture of him with his Cavs uniform on, and then one with his cap and gown on from North Carolina A&T. Good for him. I like JR's a good dude.
I see a funny Billy Madison-esque comedy movie being made out of that story.
You might see that.
It's a very funny thing conceptually.
You might see that. Good for JR.
Yeah, good for him. That is
good.
That is really cool.
Well, I liked him. I know he screwed that one game up in the finals, but man, he was. Never forget him just crying like a baby after the Cavs won the NBA title. He just cried and sobbed. It was great. And then JR shows up on the parade route he didn't wear a shirt for like 2 weeks. He just literally ran around the city of Cleveland with no shirt on for a week. It was great.
He probably fit right in.
It was just so cool. Man, it's been 10 years since we won the NBA title. I cannot believe that just hit me. Like it just hit me right now. It's been 10 years since the Cavs won the title. Gosh, it would be nice to win another one.
And before you know it, we'll have the on this day in sports history for the day the Cavs won the title.
Oh,
the 10-year anniversary.
We're gonna have some fun with that, buddy. Here, you got a calendar in front of you?
More or less.
Can you tell what's the? I hope it's during the week. I hope it's during the week.
Yeah, what date is that?
June. It was Father's Day. June 2016. So that would have been like what, June 19th or something, maybe.
If it was the 19th,
17th,
it'll be a Friday.
Okay. Anything before Friday or earlier that week. Awesome. I hope that doesn't happen on a Saturday or Sunday because we won't be here to celebrate. But we will have fun. We will have fun that day. Believe you me. I don't want to rush June all the way here, but yeah, we're going to have some fun with that. What else did I want to mention here? I wanted to shout out. Actually, I want to try to get him to come on the show, but I know he's really, really, really busy. But Assistant Sports Information Director Casey Kropka. You know, Casey, if you've worked any Mount Union basketball, baseball, football, track, whatever, does a great job helping out Nate and the crew over at Mount Union and Mr. Parnell. Casey actually ran in the Boston Marathon on Monday. And I don't know how he finished, but I do know I want to get him on to talk about his experience. And I don't know if he's back in town yet. I'm gonna reach out to him and see, but I'd love to get him on the show. But I did want to shout out Casey for representing Mount in Ohio and running in the Boston Marathon this past Monday. That's really cool. That is really, really cool. I'm trying to get us an update here on the Federal League Showdown baseball game between North Canton, Hoover, and Jackson. Jackson beat Hoover yesterday. Landon Teal got the win. He struck out, I think, 13 or 14 batters yesterday. I read the story that there was like 8 to 10 to 12 pro scouts in the crowd over at Jackson yesterday. And Jackson Hoover, Glen Oak, I think, is going to be like the run for the title in baseball in Federal League. Let's see here. Top of the fifth inning over at North Canton, no score between the Polar Bears and the Vikings. Jackson Hoover scoreless in the top of the fifth inning. I bet that's pretty good crowd, pretty good scene over there at North Canton this afternoon. What else did I want to talk to you about? Seems like there's some more developments surrounding plans for the new Cleveland Browns Stadium in Brook Park. I saw this was reported on Fox 8. So I'm gonna dig into that a little bit and see what we can come up with there. Trying to find another story about Victor Wembanyama today. He had a concussion last night. Spurs against the Blazers. He only played 12 minutes, and I don't know if you saw that fall. It was like, and remember, Victor Wembanyama is 7'5", and it was one of those where he got tripped up, lost his balance, and he couldn't catch himself, and he just crashed his face into the floor. Like there was no bracing the fall. And he was out of it, man. He was woozy. He was on the floor for several minutes. They had to help him up, go over to he never came back in. He is in concussion protocol right now. I thought there may have been a couple of updates today. But gee whiz, I hope he's okay. You hate to see that.
Yeah, landing on that hardwood with any kind of force cannot be
It was
fun.
like the head face plant. And look, there's no give in those hardwood floors.
God, no. Keyword being hard.
The human head is not designed to strike a floor like that. And I knew when he went down, man, he was going to be out, and hopefully he can get back out on the floor and get ready to go. But I can't get that out of my head. I watched that video 5 or 6 times last night. Watched it a couple today. And hopefully he can heal up and get ready to go. If you missed it, Guardians lost to the Astros today 2-0. They'll be in Toronto this weekend to take on the Blue Jays Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is about that time. Oh, if you want to go to the North-South All-Star football game Saturday, Paul Brown Tiger Stadium beginning at 11 a.m. They get 2 great All-Star games, the best of the North against the best of the South in Massillon. Your chance to win 2 tickets. We'll give you a couple of options here. You can call 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. Or you can drop the football emoji on any of our social media platforms, and we'll hook you up with a pair of tickets that way as well. Thanks to Ryan Rainsberg. Great job, as always. Thanks to all of you for participating today. We had a lot of fun. And we'll do it all over again tomorrow at 3 right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Until tomorrow. And as always, go Bucks, go Browns, go Guards, go Cavs. Have a great night, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow.